Hello again to this video clip series, My Journey to God in a Very Secularized World. We're talking on the theme here, last couple of video clips, the great destruction of secular feminism, that you can also find as an article. Dr. Ray Guarendi on EWTN details the fundamentals of Christian psychology in his new book, Jesus, the Master Psychologist. Listen to him. On EWTN Live, aired on June 10th, 2021, Dr. Ray points out that what they have succeeded in doing is taking the stuff that was once admired in men and made it psychologically unhealthy. And they have done a wonderful job of it. A good example of a real man, he gave an example, Gary Cooper in High Noon, who defended the city, even though the city nobody wanted to help him. Women as a group do admire that in a man. This is not a cultural-wide view that in fact men need to get rid of the stuff that was traditionally seen as a healthy male. It's promoted on the mass media. It's not a healthy wide view that but they sure convinced us of it by the mass media, supposedly strong. These negative images are coming from image makers. They're coming from Hollywood, where they want us to live the way they do. They want to bring us down to their lowest common denominator of immorality. He says it well, a Catholic psychologist. Did God give us the Ten Commandments for our good or for our harm? Do we trust God or do we trust ourselves or the world? Since we are not able to create our own eternal paradise, we must choose. Where do we want to pass all of eternity? With a malevolent dictator, Satan, or with God, our benevolent Creator? Do we want to suffer with Christ for less than 100 years here on earth and then the beatific vision for eternity? Or do we want to believe the lie of a Christianity without the cross and that ignorance is bliss, and then to be forced to embrace the truth for all eternity? As it says in the Catechism number 1035, the chief punishment of hell is eternal separation from God. And I can say it another way, people in hell cannot commit suicide. By nature, God has given to men the vocation to protect the wife, family, and society from God, while the woman looks at the details of the persons and the family. In God's plan, the woman inspires her husband, and the husband inspires the children, and thus the society. Venerable Archbishop Fulton J. Sheen wrote, "To a great extent, the level of any civilization is the level of its womanhood. When a man loves a woman, he has to become worthy of her. The higher her virtue, the more her character. The more she is devoted to truth, justice, and goodness, the more a man has to aspire to be worthy of her. The history of civilization could actually be written in terms of the level of its women." That's the words from Fulton Sheen. If a wife sincerely prays and seeks to live her prayer, she will automatically be drawn to inspire her husband with patience as a natural fundamental priority. If a husband sincerely prays, he seeks to live his prayer, and he will automatically be drawn to protect his wife, family, and society as a natural fundamental priority, as God made man and woman. Consider the great difference between the results of secular feminism, which destroys the God-given identity of man and woman, as well as the family as God intended, and the saints, in particular the female saints, which the Catholic Church holds out for us as models and guides to true and fulfilling happiness, such as Saint Monica, Saint Rita of Cascia, Blessed Francesca of Rome, or Blessed Anna Maria Taigi, Saint Gianna Beretta Mola. who was an Italian pediatrician, wife and mother, who is best known for refusing both an abortion and a hysterectomy when she was pregnant with her fourth child, despite knowing that continuing with the pregnancy could result in her death. She was canonized as a saint of the Catholic Church in 2004. In God's infinitely wise designs, the man tends to reason with his head, while the woman tends to reason with her heart. Man should listen to the heart, but make the final decisions with his head. God created man and woman complementary, equal in dignity, at least before God. The world doesn't follow God. Equal in dignity with different roles of mutual service and love, not power and strife as Satan wants and promotes. Venerable Archbishop Sheen said, "We live in a sensate age. We are no longer governed by faith. We are no longer governed by reason. We are governed by feelings." Discernment is needed because the heart can lead us toward God or away from God, even to the point of, as we read in the Bible, Jeremiah 17, "The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately corrupt. Who can understand it?" So we got to be careful. Our feelings can misguide us. In God's designs, the husband is the head of the family and the wife is the heart of the family. Satan seeks to confuse this perfect plan of God so as to destroy the family, the fundamental cell of society. Secular feminism promotes power-seeking, envy, jealousy, division, and upheaval, instead of understanding, appreciating, and living the different vocations as different ways of serving others so as to procure true unity and peace. Generally speaking, the sins of the woman are more hidden than those of men, but not less grave. You think about it, a man there's no love from the wife in the house, and he ends up going outside the house and then having sex with another woman. He's bad. But no one sees the hidden sin of the woman of not living her vocation to love and inspire her husband. You can find also, I found on a website, but it's no longer, they took it off the website, but you can find it in that article, Catholic Prophecy Today, that the strategic plan of Masonry and sexual corruption. It's well planned to destroy morals by the Freemasonry. Studies have shown that if the mother of the family goes to church regularly without her husband, less than 5% of the children continue this practice later. While if the father of the family goes to church regularly, even without the wife, more than 40% of the children continue this practice later. This is the way God has made man and woman, with roles equal in dignity, again I say before God, even though the world doesn't like this, but different. Our secular world today sees only visible material contributions, and thus sees things from the point of view of power, not of service, and thus seeks to pit men against women, and vice versa, to destroy the family. Satan wants to pervert the fundamental God-given vocation of man and woman so as to weaken and destroy the family, the fundamental cell of society. Lenin and Stalin, inspired by Karl Marx and Freemasonry, promoted secular feminism so as to take away this protection and weaken the family so as to have very little resistance to their dictatorship. It is very politically correct, even in the Catholic Church today, to promote the role of women according to the world in secular feminism instead of according to the great call of women according to God as shown in the lives of the saints for 2,000 years. You know, just think about also, even in little things, Freemasonry understands the importance of, for example, on the television, to try to make the woman the point of reference rather than the man. And so this will be very politically correct to say that, to put the man as the anchor on news broadcasts, because the man asks questions in the news to bring out, to protect the society. whereas the woman's concentrated on details and so on. And also to put man as a point of reference as the head of the family. For Freemasonry, it's very important to put the woman as the anchor woman on newscasts, which even EW10 does. And to talk about this today, you know, like to show a woman the way God wants, as John Paul II wrote, Mulieres Dignitatem, today is considered old-fashioned and prejudiced due to the powerful mainstream. John Paul II wrote, the woman has a right to the honor and joy of motherhood as a gift from God. I'll end this video clip here. May God bless you and Mary guide you.